So welcome back to the channel, guys. It is me, 80 Summer for 4. So today, guys, we'll be starting the Euro qualifiers. We'll be reviewing the international break, of course. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And yes, like I said, guys, if you're new on, considering that subscribe button, and then obviously like the stream if you haven't already. And yeah, as I said, guys, we're going to go through some stuff, man. So we're going to go through some stuff. So let me go ahead and tell people we're live. So let me go ahead and announce that real quick. Actually, I'm just going to announce from my phone. So let me do a quick Twitter post real quick, and let me announce the Discord as well. And yeah, so we'll get started momentarily, guys. Momentarily. So let me go ahead and tell people we're live. Oh my God, why is this not working? YouTube. Copy link. So, no, that's not what I wanted. The copy link. There we go. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me read some of your messages. Quite said to you, man. Thank you for joining. Pierre Picard says Canada got 53, world ranked 45. Yeah, that is true, man. That is true. We will see. I believe the FIFA ranking should be out in the next few days or so. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get started, man. Let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start with the Euro qualifiers first. And yes, let me go ahead and share my screen here. Share my screen. Present, share screen. And yes, let me go ahead and share the screen for you guys. So we're going to look at the World Cup, not why I said World Cup. I'm so accustomed to saying the World Cup, the Euro qualifiers, of course. So let me go ahead and zoom in here. So zoom in here. Okay. So let's start with Group A, guys. Group A. So we have Group A here, guys. We got Scotland, Spain, Norway, Georgia, Cyprus. So let me go ahead and put the timestamps below for you guys. So we're starting at like 3 minutes, I guess you can say. So 3 minutes. Okay. So let's start with this. So let me go ahead and get the lights adjusted. So before we begin. Okay. I think we're ready now. Guys. So let's get started. So let's start with Group A, guys. So Cyprus, bottom of the group, we expected this. We expect this. Yes, they have played a game less than Norway, Spain, and Scotland, but we know that they're not going to do much in this group. Georgia, they put up a great game against Norway, and they were Georgia were pretty good, I would say, in the second half. But you could tell that this Norway team, man, they really should have won that game. Norway really should have won that game with the amount of chances they missed, especially in the first half in particular. And they were cutting through the Georgia defense like butter, My issue with Norway, though, is that they're just not clinical enough. And I think that's what's been the biggest issue for me, is that Norway just aren't clinical enough whatsoever. And that's kind of like the difference you could see from Holland in particular, that maybe if Holland played those games, they would have buried those chances in. So for Norway in particular, I do think their defense is a bit sketchy, conceding 3 goals against Spain in that kind of manner, especially for them for outplaying Spain for majority of the game. It's kind of frightening. And yet for Scotland, Norway, man, those next 2 games are going to be very crucial. They're going to play, I think, Scotland at home, and then they're going to play Cyprus at home. So those are 2 huge games from Norway. And that Norway, man, they have to beat Scotland, As for Spain have been very mediocre in this group. I know that they're in a good position, 3 points, +1 goal difference. But if you actually watch the 2 games, they were not particularly good against Norway, and it was just more on Norway underperforming. And then obviously against Spain and Scotland, they were really dreadful in the game, which we'll discuss now. Scotland were amazing. Scotland were fantastic. Scott McTominay scoring 2 goals. And yeah, I just think that for Scotland in particular, man, they just look so good. And my issue with Scotland in particular, my issue with this team has always been their goal scoring. I just feel like their team just doesn't score enough goals, which is kind of my concern with this team. And that if they could fix up their goal scoring issue, then I think they could do something. So Yeah, defensively, though, they've been very, very solid. So, yes, I'll be reading your messages in the chat. Don't worry. I just want to read by group, okay? So, like I said, guys, I think for this group, it's pretty straightforward. I do think Spain will still qualify, even though they did lose to Scotland, but it's going to be a lot more closer than you would expect, I think. So let me read some messages in the chat. Canada got 53, world rank 45. Yeah, we'll discuss about Concacaf Nations League towards the tail end of the stream, probably. Sebastian AK 1891 channel says, "Hello, are you planning to do this by yourself or are allowed to join and talk about Sweden game?" Probably. I think I'm going to do it by myself for today, man. Pierre Paquette says, "Biggest surprise: Scotland versus Spain 2-0 win." Albert Curran says, "Big up idea. Thank you for becoming a member, Albert. Remember, guys, you can always it's never too late to become a member of the channel. Click that join button to become a member of the channel, guys. Member of the channel." Or just 7-0 Curacao. Yeah, I know. I know. Yesterday was pretty crazy, man. Pierre Paquette says, "Top two teams: Scotland and Spain." Yeah, and then Sigma says Moldova and Andorra got great results. Yeah, we'll discuss about those two teams and due course of time, of course. And Holland isn't playing for Norway. He got injured, man. Pierre Paquette. He got injured. He would have been playing for them. It's just that he got injured, so that's why he didn't play. And I thought Norway would be doing better than Scotland. Yeah, man. You can't write off the Scot, man. You can't write off the Scottish, man. The Norway, man. They're like I said, man. I thought Norway do better as well, and I did have Scotland to advance, guys. I did have Scotland to advance because I just felt like I could trust Scotland more than Norway, and I feel like Scotland can handle the pressure, And I think Scotland is now in a great position to advance. Great position. Now for Group B, guys, this group is really not anything too interesting. There's not really a whole lot to discuss in this group. Gibraltar are simply terrible. They're really bad. There's not really much to be said. Ireland, man, I have to give them credit. They put up a really good game against France at home, and I think for Ireland in particular, they really honestly put up a performance that they should be proud of. Obviously, they're going to be disappointed they lost the game, but this is against like one of the best teams in Europe. The team that just made the World Cup final, of course. So I just think that for Ireland in particular, it's a bit of a disappointment, and I think they put up a great performance. As for Netherlands, obviously Netherlands got the win against Gibraltar after that huge demolition they had against France. And I just think that for me, personally speaking, I think for Netherlands, I think they're still in a good position. As for Greece, huge win over, huge win they got. I believe they got over. Who did they play in match day one? I think they played against Ireland. No, they played against Gibraltar. So, yeah, and then obviously France, they're on top of the group as you expect. They're in cruise control for the group. So, yeah, that is true, Matt. Spain did make too many changes because I saw Gavi didn't start the game, and I saw some other notable players didn't start, so that's very interesting there. Yeah, Spain were way too experimental against, Scotland. Sebastian AK 1891 channel says, Georgia should have won versus Norway. All right. I think Norway should have won, to be honest, but it is what it is. Norway better team with him. I feel Norway and Poland are one-trick pony top player. I expect Norway to win their next two. We'll see, man. We'll see, Mats. People doubt France still. Yeah, people are still doubting France, man. This France team have proven it that they're not a joke team. They're a serious team, man. Netherlands play Gibraltar, and yet they still are on minus goal difference. Yep. People said Group B, France win against Netherlands disappointed me. And they said France going to top with 100% win record. I don't know about 100%, Sebastian, but they will go undefeated. I can agree with that. They're gonna top this group with relative fashion. They're gonna comfortably top. So yeah, make sure you guys smash the like button. We're at 8 likes, guys. We should be reaching 10 likes, guys. So please hit that like button if you haven't already. Okay, let's move on to Group C, guys. Group C. This group is way too easy for England. England just in cruise control. They got a big 2-0 win against Ukraine. Obviously, Bukayo Saka was a man of the match. Obviously, got a goal and an assist. And we might have to have a real conversation with Bukayo Saka, guys, because this guy has been performing very well for Arsenal and, of course, for England. So it's going to be interesting to see how he can, if he can win the Premier League. Like, if he can win the Premier League, we might have to have a discussion about him at the end of the season. So, but yeah, anyways. Then for Italy, of course, Italy just, they got the win over Malta, of course. You would expect that. And I think for Italy in particular, they're just looking good. I think their new attackers, the Retegari guy, has been good. And I think that maybe Italy have finally found their new striker, because that's always been a concern for Italy. Because obviously, Ciro Immobile is not good enough. And obviously, when you have that, who's that other guy, Roma just got Belotti? Yeah, they're just mediocre at best. So for the national team, at least. And then North Macedonia got the win, as you'd expect, over Malta, I believe. So that's a big there. And then obviously Ukraine, we just mentioned. They're still. I still think Ukraine's better than Macedonia. I think Ukraine will put them for that third place spot. But you can't write off against Macedonia, and obviously Malta are just there for the numbers. They're not going to do much in the group. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Saka is better than Messi. You can make an argument based on club form. Based on form, you can make an argument. Now, as an overall player, of course not. Of course not. But that is blasphemous. But on form, I could see why you would say that. Very happy with England over the international break. Ukraine has to win their next games. England top, Italy, Ukraine, North Macedonia could be second. I still think Italy will get second, guys. I still think Italy will get second. I think Ukraine, North Macedonia, I just don't think they have enough quality. But who knows, though? Italy haven't really been that great. So I wouldn't be too surprised. Question 80. Are you impressed with Italian team past years or so? Not particularly, man. Not really. They haven't really been great. Not really particularly. They haven't really been that great in the last couple of years. They've been they haven't really been that good. So I still expect them to qualify because with the quality of players that they have. But as I said, though, this Italy team is really bad. So, yeah. Yeah, man. You can make arguments for Saka as an overall player. Let's relax, Albert. Let's relax. Jeez. Okay. Let's move on to the next group, guys. Okay, Group D. We got Wales, Croatia, Turkey, Armenia, Latvia. Now, for Latvia, man, they're just not good enough. They're really not. Now, I don't think they're as bad as people say they are. I do think they're better than Malta. They're better than San Marino. They're better than Liechtenstein. So I'm not going to put them in that kind of category, but they're still not good enough. Armenia, they're just not really that great. I know they have some some quality players. Obviously, Mkhitaryan is the most notable, and they have some quality in and out players, but it's still too early. I don't think they have enough just yet. Maybe in the future they can maybe like this Euro cycle is a bit too early. Maybe for like the 2028 Euros they could come to fruition. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And then obviously Turkey, man, they've just been dry. Like ever since that Euros, guys, this team has not been good. Ever since that Euro 2020, this team hasn't been great. They barely made it through the World Cup qualifiers in second place. And that was really more honestly on Norway's. Norway didn't have Holland, and keep in mind for a lot of those games. And I actually do believe that if Norway had Holland for some of those, if he had played more of the World Cup qualifying games, Norway would have picked them for that second place spot. So, yeah, I do think Turkey have underperformed, of course. And yeah, they just haven't been great. And then obviously Croatia, Wales, the top two teams of the group. Croatia, they're looking good, of course. Got a big away win in Turkey. That's huge for them. And obviously Wales got a huge important draw on the road. So I do think these are the two best teams in the group, Wales and Croatia. Although I do expect Croatia to top, though, than Wales. So I do think Croatia have a better quality team than Wales. So I think for this group, guys, I think it's pretty straightforward. I don't think there's anything. I don't really expect to see any shocks. So, yeah. Let me read some more comments, guys. This is why Labasha should be on stream. 80 big fan, bro. Keep it up. Love your content. Thank you, man. Gurshan, man. Do appreciate it, man. Peter Bucket said, why put Ukraine and North Macedonia chance? I like I said, they have a chance. It's not like they don't. It's just that I still do believe Italy is a better team overall speaking. So, and I do believe Italy will be more consistent than those two teams. I think the problem with Ukraine and North Macedonia, they're just not consistent enough. And you saw Ukraine in the World Cup qualifiers last time. Like, they had too many draws. Way too many draws. Yes, they won the group undefeated, but they had too many draws. And they could have honestly qualified directly if they didn't have those amount of draws, especially like Kazakhstan. I think they drew to Bosnia as well. So like there are some draws that they really shouldn't have had. Messi scared to join a Prem team because he knows Saka's still there and might outshine him. Okay, let's move on from that. You're proof to the English saying that no matter what, a person should never give up. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. You keep striving, keep persevering, man. Never give up, man. Never give up. Labashan has some brick takes. He's just like Corey. Oh, man. Man, good thing Corey's not here. What if he joins Arsenal? See Croatia top group. Second will be Wales or Turkey. Sebastian Prem fanboys like Sebastian. Arsenal went down great for Saga, no chance. The turkey is dry. Not seasoned. Wales are past to expecting to lose by the time they get back Turkey. You go to Turkey. Prem is not even my top 4 for league. Oh, whoa. Let's not be that insulting, guys. I also make content and get bored after not getting views on videos. I work dang hard, but then I look at your channel and take inspiration. Oh, that's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. If you want, I could definitely do a collaboration with you, and I could share some of your videos on the channel here to help you grow. If you want, of course, I'll definitely try to do that. So yeah. Kool-Aid Al, of course, a dry turkey could not handle Midridge. And Maestro says Holland played against Turkey in a 3-0 defeat. Yeah, that is true. That is true. But I'm just saying that if Holland had played more of the World Cup qualifying games, I think Norway could have honestly got that second place spot. But it is what it is. We don't know for certain. The Jander says hi. Croatia and then Turkey. The Thanksgiving turkey did not show up. The Maestro says big fan, bro. I watched your Venice live weeks back. And Almighty Blues FC, man, big up to you, man. Big up to you, man. Thank you for joining, man. I haven't seen you in a while. Make sure you guys check out his channel, Chelsea fan channel, of course. So yeah, big up to you, man. Big up to you, Albert. Albert. Almighty Blues FC. Ankit. Yeah. And now HH will never give me the brick. People guys said Group D, check. I'm surprised how good they are playing. Yeah, let's move on, guys. I think we've read a lot of comments, man. We've read a lot of comments. Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead and move on, guys, to Group E. So Group E, guys, I mean, this group, Czech Republic, Poland, yeah, I mean, they're just, I think they're amazing, honestly. And I think that this group is just really imbalanced. Like, I know Moldova has the outside chance they get 2 points, which is pretty commendable, to say the least. But I just don't think they have enough in the grand scheme of things to qualify. The same goes for Faroe Islands and Albania. Yeah, I mean, I don't really think anything too surprising will change this group. So, yeah. Yeah, that was a big win for Czech Republic against Poland. And Poland, man, they went 2-0 down in the span of like 2 minutes. So that's crazy, man. Fernando Santos, man, it's looking peak. It's not looking good, man. But I still think Poland and Czech Republic are still in a good position to advance. So yeah, but you got to give credit to Moldova, man. That is a huge result they got away. I think, was it away to Czech Republic or was it at home? I have to double check. But it's a big result nonetheless, and obviously that result against Faroe Islands as well. Moldova, man, I think they're going to come close, but they just need those 3 points. They need the 3 points to qualify, because if they don't get these wins, it's not going to be enough, So it's going to be very commendable. I obviously Sigma, he supports Sheriff, and obviously, as they're a Moldovan team, of course, he's going to want them to do well. But as I said, I just don't think they're going to be consistent enough, man. I think they're going to fall short. It was at home. Okay, I see. So, yeah. And I think that's what's going to be very crucial for Moldova, is that can they get the results at home? Because that's my concern with Moldova, is that I don't know if their form will be really good on the road. That's what my big concern is. I think they can get results at home, but their away results is what's really worrying me, at least. So, oh, you ain't from Moldova. Okay, sorry. My bad. But yeah, it's obviously I guess you're probably somewhat happy. Moldova's unbeaten. Yep, it was at home. Fernandez Santos a dinosaur. Poland second best. They don't have the other team. Forgive me if you can. They draw with Moldova. Big up to Anke Baya, the evergreen guy to look up to in the community. Ask for any help. Yeah. Big up to them, man. Group D, Czech Republic. I'm surprised how good they're playing. It's in Group E, guys, not Group D. Oh, Wodondowski over Lewandowski. Today, I'm quite sad after Germany got smacked by Belgium 2-3. Oh, yeah, we'll talk about Germany. We'll talk about Belgium in a bit, guys, because I got some stuff to say about them. Moldova has less goals conceded than Sweden. This is a joke. All right, now that's speaking of Belgium, guys. Group F, man. Group F. Yeah, Azerbaijan, man, they're just not good enough. Estonia is also not good enough. And now it's going to be interesting who gets that third place spot. Well, actually, to be fair, I give credit to Estonia because they did manage to actually take the lead away in Austria. So you have to give them somewhat credit for that achievement. But let's be real, guys. Estonia is not in a good position. They're not going to qualify. Let's be real. Now for the top 3 in this group, it's going to be very interesting because Sweden got a huge win over Azerbaijan, that 5-0 win. So put their goal difference back and a positive goal difference. I think what's going to be very telling for this group is that Sweden and Austria, because for me, Belgium's going to top this group. Belgium just looks so good. They just came off a huge win against Germany, and they smashed Sweden away from home. Lukaku is back in hot form. And you can see what this team, guys, this Tedesco's guys been playing the young players. And you can see how this Belgium team is actually finally playing as a unit. They're not playing with the old guys, you know. And for Austria, man, I'm still not really sold in Austria because they almost did screw things up against Estonia at home, which is kind of embarrassing. So it's going to be very interesting to see who gets a second place spot between Austria and Sweden, because that's going to be a very huge game. That's going to be pretty much the deciding game to determine who gets a second place spot. Because the crucial thing for Sweden is that they have to win. Because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if Sweden don't advance in the top two, they're not going to qualify to the Euros, because I think their league position at League B is really low. And so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens, man. Very interesting. Sorry, Albuquerque says, haha. Austria versus Belgium will be interesting. Yeah. Good win for Sweden, but maybe 4-2-3-1 would be better for them. Yeah, I think that's so as well. I think they need to stop using that 4-3-3. I don't think 4-2-3 works anymore. Matt's got it low. Sweden, we destroy Azerbaijan. We need to win in Austria. Now, Jesper Kelsen and Nisar Gokes and Isaac up front, and we win versus Austria. I don't know about you guys winning. I don't know about that. But it's gonna be very important to see what happens. Austria play easy game at the moment. 80. Wadowski is a former USA. Oh yeah, that's right. Should Zlatan play 90 minutes for Sweden? I wouldn't say so. I personally don't agree. But obviously Sebastian, he's a Swedish fan, so he could probably give you a better insight than I can. Okay, so we have Group G here, guys. So Group G, for me, it's pretty straightforward, I think. Serbia, they're going to qualify. Probably. I mean, they got a big win over Montenegro. And then obviously Hungary, they're looking too good. I think this group is pretty straightforward. I feel bad for Montenegro because they did put up a pretty good performance against Serbia, but obviously Serbia just had that clinical edge. And obviously Lithuania and Bulgaria, they're just simply not good enough, to be quite honest with you. So it's going to be interesting to see who gets a top spot. I think that's a more interesting thing with this group, is that it's not necessarily who's going to qualify, but who's going to get that top spot, Serbia or Hungary, because that's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Okay, Yana Carrasco is at my peak, my club favorite, Atletico Madrid, starting from now on. Yeah, he's been, I don't know, man. There's a chance he might join Barcelona this summer, which I don't really want him at Barca, but it's looking, it might happen, guys. It might happen. 4-4-2 works best for Sweden when we have one CM that we can attack and one that can defend. Like, what does this guy has to do more? God knows. Yeah, I don't know, man. Atletico attacks, man. Simeone, man. Who knows, man, with that club. Sigma says Sweden play Belgium, though. Zlatan should not start for Sweden. Gyökeres, Isaac should be front too. Yeah, I think Zlatan is better as a super sub. I think he's much more effective that way. Austria, Serbia, top group easy. Serbia. Maybe Montenegro can beat Hungary. I mean, they possibly could. I don't see them beating. I could see them maybe getting a draw, but I don't see Montenegro beating them because Hungary is just really good. Like, I mean, they have some quality players like Szoboszlai. Then obviously you have the goalkeeper is also pretty good. Gulashi. And yeah, this Hungary team, man, they're just stacked. I mean, look what they did in the Nations League, man. Like, they did the double over England, man, for crying loud. And they got a result against Germany as well. So, like, it's going to be difficult for Montenegro. I can see them maybe get a draw. I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't see Montenegro winning. So, okay, let's go ahead and move on to Group H, guys. We still have how many groups? Got 3 more groups, guys. And then we still have to discuss Afcon as well. And then we got to do Concacaf Nations League. So Group H, guys. So we got Slovenia, top of the group with 6 points. That's pretty interesting. Denmark, second with 3. Kazakhstan, third. Finland, third. Fourth. And Northern Ireland, fifth. And then San Marino. San Marino, of course, they're not going to do anything in this group. They're probably not going to get any points in this group. Maybe get a draw here and there, but they're going to finish bottom, of course. Northern Ireland, that they are in a good position. I think they won away at San Marino, if I'm not mistaken. So big win. And then obviously Finland got that win over Northern Ireland. And then obviously Kazakhstan, it's a huge win. That win over Denmark was crazy. And look out for Kazakhstan, guys. I'd say they finished. One of my bold picks for this group was that they finished third in the group. And I do think Kazakhstan will definitely improve. And you can see this Kazakhstan team, they're looking good. My only concern with Kazakhstan, though, is that I'm really concerned with their road form. With their away, with how they are on the road, that's my concern with them. Because I think they can get the points at home, but I'm just not really sure if they can get the points on the road. So we'll have to see in time. Obviously, Denmark, they're second in the group. Not really the best start, but still, I still think Denmark's in a good position to qualify. And for Slovenia, man, 2 big wins in this camp. So it's going to be interesting to see how this group unfolds. Because this group is really interesting, guys. I think this is probably one of the most competitive groups in all the qualifiers, I would say. Yeah. Group H is probably the best group. I think Slovenia could get enough to get top 2. Group H surprised me, or Denmark is playing bad. Probably a little bit of both. As Zlatan can play this long, so can Ronaldo. Albin Ikdal is the guy we need in midfield. We can do much better than when he plays. When he misses the games. All right, so now we have the penultimate group, guys. Switzerland. Switzerland top of the group as we expect. They're just too good for this group. Romania and Ben 6 points as well. Kosovo, man, they really should have done better. I mean, how do you can't be tying at home to Andorra. With the quality players you have, Kosovo, you should be doing much better than this. Israel, despite the fact they've had a rough start, I do think Israel still has a good chance to qualify. And obviously Belarus, they're probably not going to do much in this group. So I'm really keen to see how that second place battle is going to be, because for me, it's really between Romania, Kosovo, and Israel. I think these are the 3 teams that are going to compete for it. And so it's going to be interesting to see who gets that second place spot, because it's really open in my opinion. And who knows, maybe Andorra has an outside chance, although I don't think Andorra will qualify, but they do have an outside chance. Or what they could do, Andorra, is play spoiler role, right? Basically ensure that a team goes down, right? Like take points away from teams that could cost them. They could play that role, of course. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one pans out. So, yeah. Should have come on Switzerland. So bad from Kosovo. Yeah, thanks, Andor, for the draw. Question why and man, I don't want to get political, man. I don't want to get to. I'm not going to stop here, but quiet. I don't know, man. I have no idea, and I don't want to answer that. So let's just let's not discuss that. We're not going to discuss that because I don't want to get politics involved. So yeah. Oh man. Yeah, let's move on, man. Yeah. Very. I know there's a lot of controversy over that group. I know there is. So, it's not that I don't want to ignore your comments. I just don't really want to address the political stuff here, guys. So yeah. Last comment. Then we're gonna move on to the next group. I don't get the Kosovo hype. Seeing as they haven't been impressive since England had them in the group, they did okay in the last Nations League. So, yeah, man. Yeah. All right, let's move on, guys. So the final group we have here. This group is interesting, guys. Portugal, obviously top of the group. They're just too good for this group. They're way too good for this group. Portugal, this is like, I expect Portugal to win all their games. To be honest with you, Portugal should be top in this group with maximum points. They're just that good. As for second place, because second place is really interesting, but for me, it's between Slovakia, Bosnia, and Luxembourg. Maybe Iceland have a chance, outside chance. I know Iceland did get a big win over Liechtenstein, but let's be real, guys. It's Liechtenstein for crying out loud. Liechtenstein ain't going to do much in this group. So it's going to be interesting to see who gets that second place spot. Because Slovakia, man, they got that big win over Bosnia. It's just that they tied to Luxembourg at home. That's my concern with Slovakia, and is that this team has so much quality, and that they always underperform. And Bosnia, they're looking good, man. So it's going to be very interesting. And then obviously Luxembourg have the outside chance, although I'm not really sure about Luxembourg anymore because they got smashed at home by Portugal. But then again, it's Portugal, so that's not really the defining game. The defining game is going to be what they do against, like, obviously Bosnia, because they did get a result. They did get a draw away at Slovakia, so that can be very interesting. So, yeah. Ronaldo, the GOAT, is back. Well, we'll see, man. We'll see. I'm surprised they called it Ronaldo. Ronaldo should that he's still relevant for the national team. Well, remember, guys, it's against Luxembourg and Liechtenstein. So let's not act like this is against like France and Germany, of course. Like these are still like not really amazing European nations. So, of course it's good. I'm not saying it's not amazing, but we can't be this reactionary, right? It's not like he's amazing right now, all of a sudden. Like he still has to improve on the bigger games, So let's see what he does in the Euros, because that's where I'm going to really judge him. I'm going to judge him primarily based on the Euros, guys. Prefer a good attitude player. Yeah. Better than not scoring. I know that's true. I'm not saying it's not true, Matt. It's just that I still think that Ronaldo he still has a point to prove when it comes to the European competitions, like the Euros. He still has to show up in that kind of competitions. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, let's see. Anyways, how many likes are we on, guys? So we're at 30 minutes of the stream, guys. So we reached 13 likes, which is great. So let's see. Yeah, let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into the Afcon qualifiers now. So let's go ahead and do this, man. So let me go ahead and put the timestamp here. 30:42. Okay, guys. So we have the Africa Cup of Nations, guys. Oh, here we go again against Luxembourg, Liechtenstein. Well, Mr. Bolivia, Panama, and Mr. Venezuela. Like I said, man, I'm not going to give that guy so much credit either. It's just, can you do it in the competitions, not the qualifiers, the real competitions, because that's where it's going to really matter, man. Bosnia should win. Bosnia should win their home games, barring Portugal. Well, we'll see. We'll see, man. And hit that like button. Let's get it 20 likes. Yeah, let's get it 20 likes, guys. Let's get it 20 likes, guys. Like and subscribe, man. Like and subscribe. So please, hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. Let's try to get it 20 likes, man. We haven't reached 20 likes in a while in this kind of stream, so I would appreciate if we can get here in this stream. Okay, so let's start with Group A, guys. So we have Nigeria, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, Sao Tome and Principe. Of course, Sao Tome and Principe will finish bottom of the group. I mean, they're already eliminated, so they have nothing to play for now. Nigeria, they should be able to qualify, although they did have a small hiccup loss to Guinea-Bissau at home. I still think they're in a good position, and now it's going to be very fascinating between who gets the second place, between Guinea-Bissau and Sierra Leone. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think Guinea-Bissau and Sierra Leone, they still have a game to play in September. Now, I want to check, is that on the road or is that at home for Guinea-Bissau? So let me go ahead and actually do a quick Google search here, guys. So Guinea-Bissau versus Sierra Leone, because that's going to be the important game. Leon to let's see. So yeah, okay. So it was actually a draw. Last time it ended in a 2-2 draw. So Guinea-Bissau is actually at home, and it's actually the final match day as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens, man. And Guinea-Bissau, man, they're in a great position because they have Sao Tome and Principe, and I believe Sierra Leone. Where do they have coming up next? Oh, sorry, that's match day 5. No, wait. Match day 5, they have Nigeria at home. That's going to be very huge. They need to get something against Nigeria, although Nigeria is also so. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens, man. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. But like I said, guys, I still think Nigeria is going to qualify, and then obviously it's going to be interesting to get that second place. I would probably give the edge to Guinea-Bissau because their goal difference is way better. So we'll see, man. We'll see. And then obviously, yeah, Guinea-Bissau, they basically play against Sao Tome Principe, and they have nothing to play for. So if Guinea-Bissau win that, then it's pretty much done, man. It's pretty much done. Naby Keita scored for Guinea. He probably starts with the City G's. Albert says, see. Kartik O'Neill says, you're feeling optimistic for the USA against Mexico. We'll discuss about that, and I want to discuss about that when we discuss Concacaf Nations League. So, Kartik, give me around maybe like 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll discuss about that when we get there, when we discuss Concacaf Nations League. So, because right now I'm discussing Africa. We just finished Europe. So, we're gonna discuss about it later. So let me put that as a start thing, and we'll discuss that later. Okay. Guinea-Bissau can confirm qualification versus Sao Tome. Yeah, they can. Okay, so Group B. Let me unstart that. I don't need to start that. Okay, Group B, guys. So we have Burkina Faso. They've already qualified with 10 points, and now it's gonna be interesting to get that second place spot between Cape Verde, Eswatini, and Togo. Now, obviously, Eswatini, Togo, their goal difference is looking bad, -3 points. And they would pretty much have to win both games. And Cape Verde, I think, just need one more win to qualify. So you'd expect Cape Verde to advance. And there, so yeah. I'm gonna be offline. Yeah, man. You can always watch the replay, though. You can always watch the replay, and I'll put timestamp description below, so you can always watch the replay. You know what? Actually, I have an idea. I'll just briefly answer this. But I will do like more in-depth response when we get to the CONCACAF thing. So I'll just say, yes, I'm optimistic. I'm pretty optimistic. I think we can beat Mexico. Because this Mexico team haven't really been good, man. They haven't been great for some time now. So, yeah, I'm confident, man. I'm confident. Okay. So, yeah, not really much to say there in Group B. Group C, guys, this group is really interesting because with Kenya pretty much forfeiting there, we pretty much have a really interesting spot who gets that top 2 because Nambia just got a win over Cameroon, which is huge. Absolutely massive for Nambia. So I think for Cameroon, man, it's going to be interesting to see because, like I said, Cameroon have to do it, man. And Burundi, man. So who do Cameroon actually have? I want to see this. I think they play. I think the last game is against Burundi. I think. Yeah, their last game is against Burundi, I think, and that's going to be the huge. Like, basically, as long as they win that game, they're going to be in a good position to qualify. But still, it is kind of concerning to see how Cameroon is struggling against like Nambia. And let's be real, man, they should be able to beat Nambia. So, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, man, between the top two. And yeah, I think this is going to be straightforward. I think Nambia have pretty much qualified. I think, right? Yeah, Nambia. What games they have coming up? I think Nambia just have Are they done with the qualifiers? Oh, no. They still have to play Burundi. So, I mean, assuming that they get the draw there, they will be. They're pretty much 99% qualified. Let's put it this way. It would take a miracle for them to not qualify. Okay, so Group D. Group D is now really interesting, guys. I think this group is really interesting because you could see we actually have a somewhat of an interesting race for that second place. Because let's be real, guys. Egypt will qualify with ease. Now it's going to be interesting to get the second place between Guinea, Malawi, and Ethiopia. Now, I believe I originally mistaken. I believe I predicted Guinea to get second. And so you would still expect Guinea because of the superior goal difference. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Actually, I want to see something. Is there a head-to-head as a tiebreaker here? Let me actually check. Is there a tiebreaker head-to-head, guys? Can you check for me in the comments? Oh, yes. Goal difference and head-to-head among the tie teams. Okay, I see here. I see. That's interesting. Okay. So basically so head-to-head is actually pretty prevalent here, which is actually really interesting. So, yeah, I mean, for me, for this one, guys, I'd still say Guinea should qualify, although you can't sleep upon Malawi and Ethiopia because obviously these two nations were in the last Afcon. It's really interesting, guys. All four of those nations compete in the last Afcon, and obviously two of them is going to miss out, so it's very interesting there. Group B is fairly straightforward. I agree. We got to Nambia for after the results. I can't wait to see Canada versus USA Nations League final. 80 pronouncing Nambia the same way Donald Trump did. Oh, I didn't even know, man. I didn't even know. Ethiopia versus Malawi both have to win when they both play each other. Yeah, that's going to be very interesting, man. Very interesting. Group B, man. I mean, this group is, pretty straightforward. Well, actually, not quite. Not quite. Madagascar, man, they let me down. I don't know what happened to Madagascar. They've been so dreadful in this group. Absolutely abysmal. And I don't know what's up with Madagascar, man. I really thought they'd be doing so much better, especially after making the 2019 Afcon quarterfinals, actually around 16, I think. They haven't been good since then. They just haven't, and I've been really disappointed with them. Angola, man, I got to give up to the big ups to this team because I did not expect this team to do this kind of well. 5 points in 4 games. They have an outside chance to qualify. And for Central African Republic, man, this is crazy. 7 points in this group is insane. I believe they're the pot 4 nation in this group. And the fact that they're doing this kind of results is fantastic. And Ghana as well. Now, if I'm not mistaken, so Ghana have to play Central African Republic. That's going to be very interesting. I believe that's on the road. I think Ghana will be playing against Madagascar will be playing against Ghana, which obviously Ghana is going to be at the home team, I believe. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens, man. So, yeah, I still would say Ghana and Central Africa will probably advance, but Angola, man, they might advance because they do have to play. I think Central African Republic will play Angola on the road, if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Interesting to see what happens. Group F, guys, this group is pretty straightforward. Algeria just cruise control this group, 12 points. Now, second place is really interesting, guys, between Tanzania and Uganda. Even Niger have a chance, even Niger. Now, what's really interesting, guys? I believe Tanzania and Uganda have the same head-to-head because both teams won 1-0 away, respectively. So now it's going to come down to who gets the second place between – this might come down to goal – this might come down to fair play, guys. It might come down to fair play. Remember, guys, the 2018 World Cup, it was decided by fair play for that second place spot. Japan and obviously Senegal, and obviously Japan got the Japan advance because of that. So I would say for this one, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I would still personally pick Uganda to qualify, but it's going to be very interesting to see what happens because this is very tight. This will come down to the wire, guys, because both teams have scored the same amount of goals, conceded the same amount, same points as well. It will be very interesting for this group. So, yeah, man, should be very interesting. The Group G, man. Group G is really interesting, man. Group G is really, I like this group. This group is crazy. Mali, top of the group, you would expect, as you would expect. And Gambia got it. Gambia, I believe, won against Mali yesterday, I think. So that's makes things very interesting for this group. And yeah, actually, hold up. Mali, who did they lose to, actually? I think Mali lost to Let me see. Actually, hold it. I think they lost to South Sudan. Actually, not Gambia. Oh, no, they lost to Gambia. I was right initially. They lost to Gambia, so that it makes things very interesting for this group because Mali still hasn't qualified yet. Although you still expect them to qualify with the quality players they have. So let's assume that Mali qualified, right? Which they should. Now it's going to come down to the second place between Congo, Gambia, and South Sudan. Now, for me personally speaking, I'm going to still go with Gambia to qualify, although it's going to be very tight because their goal difference is not looking great. And I believe, yeah, the head-to-head record is prevalent here because Congo got the better head-to-head against Gambia. So, yeah, Congo got, yeah, so that's going to be the huge game, guys. Gambia versus Congo. Match day 6 is going to be the huge determining game to determine who qualifies there. So that's going to be very interesting. And yeah, South Sudan, man, don't rule them out because they still have an outside chance, although they have to win their next 2 games. So, very interesting to see what happens here. Group H, guys, this group is pretty much decided. Ivory Coast have already qualified. I mean, they're the host nation, of course. Lesotho are eliminated. And now Zambia are pretty much on the brink of qualification. And yeah, they're going to qualify pretty much. We're going to see Paskandaka in the Afcon, which will be nice to see. And the Comoros, of course, they will unfortunately not make it through, I don't think. So not really much to speak on there. Big response for Uganda. This race is wide open now. Tanzania must win versus Niger because they have Algeria away. That's going to be, the Algeria away could be tough. Although Algeria have already qualified, so maybe they could pick up a draw against Algeria potentially, or even beat Algeria because Algeria have nothing to really play for anymore. So, but yeah, they need to definitely win against Niger. That game is more feasible. Like you would still think that beating Niger is much easier than beating a second string Algeria team. Matchups that Algeria didn't do as well as they could have versus Niger, but they had 2 wrong offside goals. See. Now, guys, Group I. Maybe the most interesting AFCON group in here, guys, because this is amazing, guys. Gabon is top of the group with 7 points, and then Sudan is second with 6. Third is Mauritania with 5, and the DR Congo is last with 4 points. This is very interesting, guys. Who's going to advance in this group? Because this is difficult to call. So, yeah, I mean, I just think that for me, for this group, guys, DR Congo, man, they really should have won against Mauritania yesterday. So, I just think that for me, it's going to be really interesting because Gabon, man, they just don't score enough goals. You can see here. And you know what's really funny, guys? Gabon's top of the group, despite the fact they've only scored 2 goals. Isn't that really weird, guys? Isn't that really strange? But yeah, I mean, for this one, guys, I'd still say Gabon will qualify. And I think I'm still going to hold on to DR Congo because they have too much quality. But man, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens because this is interesting, guys. This is interesting, guys. So, and even Mauritania, man. Mauritania, I'm probably butchering that name. They may even have an outside chance to qualify. And look at the goal difference for this group, guys. +1, +1, -2, 0, man. Oh, man, this group is very fascinating. I'm really keen to see how this fans out because that is really difficult to call. Group J, guys, pretty straightforward. Tunisia qualified. Equatorial Guinea, not quite official, but they're going to be official soon. Libya, yeah, Botswana, not really much to say there. So, yeah. Zambia were really good. To watch this window, might support them at AFCON. Poi says hi. And Peepercut says AFCON massive amount of countries worse than UEFA. Yeah, you know it's really crazy. A lot of people criticize European nations, like a lot of the ones are really bad. But look at the other confederations, like Africa, Asia, even Concacaf, man. Like the worst nations are really bad, you know. But then again, European nations also have really bad. I mean, actually, you know what? I'm really keen to see what happens here. What would happen if Botswana played against San Marino? Who would you bet your money on to win? You know? So, yeah. But that's the thing, man. Real quick, every confederation has bad nations. You know, even South America, man. You know, Bolivia, Venezuela, you know. Yeah, Machel says Gabon and one in DR Congo, Sudan. Yeah, man. So. All right, so we're at 15 likes, guys. 15 likes. Just need 5 more likes to officially get 20, so that's good. Anyways, we're gonna move on, man. So Group K, man. So how many more groups we have? Just 2 more groups, guys. Group K. Group K is pretty much done and dusted. Not really much to speak on there. Zimbabwe obviously disqualified for infrastructure issues, I believe. Liberia is obviously eliminated. Morocco, South Africa. So South Africa is back in the Afcon, of course. So that's good to see. They weren't there in the last edition, so good to see them back. And yeah, not really much to speak on there. And the Group L, guys. Group L is pretty much done. Well, actually, not quite. Senegal obviously have already qualified with 12 points, and now it's going to be interesting to get that second place spot between Mozambique, Rwanda, and Benin. Because, like I said, man, Benin, man, they should be doing much better than this. How are they bottom of the group, man? It's really weird, man. Really weird. So I'm still going to go with Benin to qualify, although I'm not really confident with that pick. Not really confident whatsoever. So, yeah. Anyways, I think we done a good Afcon recap here. So let's go ahead and look at the Concacaf Nations League, and then we're going to round up for today, guys. Round up for today. So let me read some comments here. Gabon, I want to do. Okay, I think I read it. Nations League next year. Top 4 ranked teams auto qualify quarterfinal slot for Concacaf. Yep. But Macho said Botswana are so better than some CAF teams here. That is true. That is true. They're not the worst. I would say the worst, probably from this set, might be. Yeah, it's probably Said Tom. I'll probably say they're the worst. Said Tom is really bad. Yeah, they're the lowest ranked. So, yep. So, anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the CONCACAF Nations League, guys. CONCACAF Nations League. So, guys, here we have. So, we're meeting Wikipedia. Let's look at that. So, like I said, guys, this will be the last. We're probably going to spend around 10 to 15 minutes discuss about CONCACAF Nations League, and then we're going to round up for today here. And then I'll see you guys on the Friday stream. That'll be a big one, of course. So let's go look at the CONCACAF Nations League, guys. CONCACAF Nations League. So let's start with Group A, guys. League A, guys. So Mexico, they topped the group. But here's a concern for Mexico. They were unable to win against Jamaica, which actually means that they play against USA, which I'm actually going to show you guys how that worked. Because there wasn't any draw. It was already predetermined. And for Jamaica, man, I got to give them props. They did good in this group. But they're going to look at themselves that we should have won against Suriname. That away draw they had to Suriname has costed them because they could have potentially got first place in this group. And had they won against Mexico, they possibly could have. So, and yeah, obviously Suriname, man, advanced to Gold Cup preliminaries. And yeah, this group is pretty much straightforward, as we expected, even though Mexico has been really, really underperforming the last couple of years. Group B, man, Panama, they got the job done. They got 10 points, really commendable. And yeah, for Costa Rica, man, I just don't think they really had that much ambition for the Gold Cup, the Nations League, because I believe they were prioritizing the World Cup qualifiers, I believe. And so, yeah, I just think that for me, it was pretty straightforward. It was always going to be between Panama, Costa Rica, and yeah, Martinique, man. Bottom of the group. And yeah, they advanced the Gold Cup preliminaries. Group C, man, Canada topped the group with 9 points. Canada, we look at themselves like, yeah, maybe we could have done better against Honduras away and maybe try to win that game. They would have actually gone first if that would have been the case, but they didn't. They lost. And for Honduras, man, they definitely recovered. They bounced off. They did pretty well. You got second in the group. I actually had a lot of skepticism over this team, but you can tell I think this Honduras team have improved from the World Cup qualifiers. And Curacao, of course, finished bottom of the group. And yeah, they just couldn't score enough goals, man. They just couldn't score enough goals. Group D, man, as an American, man, I'm pretty happy. Obviously, we got 3 wins and 1 draw. We really honestly should have done better against El Salvador on the road, but it didn't really mean much in the end. We still topped the group in comfortable fashion, and Grenada obviously got bottom. So as you guys can see right here, guys, United States got the best. They were the best, and then they played against Mexico. So the first played against the fourth, and then the second played against the third. So, you know, like I said, man, that's why I say that Mexico needed to win against Jamaica, because if Mexico had won against Jamaica, we could have seen United States play Canada, and we could have seen Mexico play against Panama. We could have seen a USA-Mexico in the final, which I'm actually kind of glad we're not getting on the final, because I'll be honest with you, I'm tired of playing Mexico in the final. I want to play someone different, and so that's why I'm happy that Canada actually did that. So thank you, Canada, for doing that. So I guess I actually really should be thanking Jamaica, actually, if I'm thinking about it. So thank you, Jamaica. Thank you, Jamaica. You know, I do appreciate for what you guys did. So thank you, Jamaica, for doing that. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see the semifinals. As you guys can see, the dates are June 15th, respectively, and then the final June 18th, and the third place game. So Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens, man. Very interesting. The time's already given here. So it's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern time for the first semifinal, and the second one's going to be at 10 o'clock Eastern time. So very, very interesting there. So, yeah, man, it's going to be very interesting. And obviously, we're likely to get a USA Canada as the final. Likely to get a USA Canada as the final. And that is true. Every 7 games, Panama didn't even concede a single goal. I didn't even realize until now. So that's very good observation, man. Good observation. So, yeah, at the moment, these slots, USA, Mexico, Costa Rica, and Canada. Mass Jones says there was even a preliminary round for Afcon. Yep, there was a preliminary round. That's just crazy, man. They even did a preliminary round, and we still have a lot of like nations, man. So, anyways, people said, "Do the game was Waterfield ball will stop water." I understand. And to be fair, it is difficult to play Honduras. I know how difficult it was for the USA. In the first half, we were dreadful. I remember, and then obviously Honduras imploded in the second half. So, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, man. But for Canada, as I said, I think Canada's actually I think they actually they're actually happy that they're playing against Panama. So, yeah. Hello, 744. Hello, FB7 Games. Thank you for joining. You kind of joined a little late, but no worries, man. You can always watch replay, and we're going to be here for around another 10 to 15 minutes. So, we're not going to really be here for that longer. Poy says, "What a win for Scotland last night." Yep. Match outside USA versus Canada final is my prediction. Yeah, that is very likely to be the final. We are likely to have that as the final. FB7 Game says, Epic Panama 0 goals conceded. FB7 Game says, dang, 8 a.m. for me, USA versus Mexico. Wow. Yeah, maybe you could wake up for that game, man. Maybe you could, because that will be insane. I'm definitely going to be watching that game. And we may do a watch along for the game. May do a watch along for that game, just so you know. Pre-request says, don't underestimate Canada in the final. People says it'll be a good game. Canada will be a harder team to play. Of course, like that's what I say. Like I think for right now, guys, USA Canada is the best two in the Concacaf. I think we can all agree with that. You can have your argument for who's better, USA or Canada, but I think we can all agree that USA Canada is the best two in this confederation. That Mexico ain't it, Jamaica ain't it, and obviously Costa Rica definitely isn't. So it's USA Canada is the best two in this confederation. I think most of us can agree with that, I think. Okay, so yeah, anyways, let's go ahead into League B real briefly. Obviously Cuba got promotion to Gold Cup, so it's gonna be interesting to see how Cuba does in the Gold Cup. Obviously, they got relegated from Nations League A. They were, I believe, in US's group last season, I believe. Guadalupe could advance to preliminary phase, and obviously Antigua, Barbados didn't quite have enough. I kind of feel bad for Antigua, man, because they got 9 points, and they just missed out by goal difference, which is kind of harsh, but that's just how the game is. So, yeah. And then obviously Group B, Haiti, I believe they also were in League A last season, I believe. They got promotion, and then they're back in the Gold Cup. Guyana as well, they're back. They're in the preliminary stage, so it's going to be interesting to see if Guyana can make it or not. And Bermuda, Montserrat, man. Tough luck to Jared Drogo. Jared Drogo obviously supports Bermuda, so he's probably disappointed. And yeah, for Guyana, man, I think they were there 2019 edition, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think they competed in the last. I don't think they competed 2021 edition, if I'm not mistaken. And Group C, man, Nicaragua, man, got promotion, man. This is embarrassing for Trinidad and Tobago. How they did not do this, I have no idea. But it's a huge, huge accomplishment for Nicaragua. And Trinidad, man, they're still not that good. They still have been really bad ever since they beat USA in the World Cup qualifiers, and they just have gone a downward trajectory, man. So. Really embarrassing for Trinidad, but hey, at least they got to the preliminary stage. At least they finished 3rd or 4th. And yeah, Bahamas, St. Vincent, Grenadines, of course, the worst two in the group. Then Group D, man, Guatemala got promotion, man. They're back in the Gold Cup, which I don't think they were there last season. I don't think they were there in the 2021 edition. You guys can fact check me if I'm wrong. French Guiana, they got a preliminary stage, which is really interesting. Dominican Republic, I expected them to do much better than that. And the Belize, of course, finishing last. So tough commiserations to Pookie and Kool-Aid. So, and then League C, man. League C, obviously, St. Martin got promotion, and they're in the Gold Cup preliminary stage. I kind of think Bonaire should have done better, but it is what it is. St. Kitts and Nevis, they made it to the Gold Cup preliminary stage, got promotion as well, so they're back in League B. And I believe St. Lucia as well, so St. Lucia promotion, Gold Cup preliminaries, and then Puerto Rico they also did the same. So as you guys can see, man, it's very interesting. So let's go ahead and look into the thing here. So and that is very interesting here, guys. So we wrapped up CONCACAF Nations League, man. CONCACAF Nations League. So, oh yeah, St. Kitts and Nevis. I think they made the World Cup qualifying final stage. And they lost to, I think, what was it? I think they lost to El Salvador, if I'm not mistaken. I think they lost to El Salvador in the playoffs. So, anyways, I think we've done my bit here. We're at the 55th minute, so we've actually rounded off in a good time. So I'm going to give you guys maybe like another 10 minutes or so for some Q&A. We'll do a brief Q&A in regards to the international break. Then, actually, let's actually look at some friendlies. Let's actually look at some friendlies real quick. Because I actually didn't, I want to see what friendlies we've had. So, yeah, let's go look at this. So let's go look from the foot mob. So, do you have any international friendlies today? There wasn't any today, so let's go look at from yesterday. Did we have any friendlies yesterday? Yep, we did. We did. So let's go look at the friendlies real briefly. We're not going to do it too depth here, but we'll just look at it very briefly. So, March. Yeah, let's look from when did this break started? Yeah, let's just look from March. Oh, we'll just look at this real briefly. So Jamaica lost to Trinidad in a friendly. Wow. Guatemala tied with Panama. Jamaica tied with Trinidad. Bangladesh got a result against Malawi. If you want to see, I didn't even know this. And wow, we almost lost to Malawi. Jeez. But we got a late equalizer there. That's good to see, I guess. Ethiopia beat Rwanda. Fiji beat Vanuatu. Tahiti lost to New Caledonia. Maldives beat Pakistan. That is really bad for Pakistan. Nepal beat Laos 2-0. Myanmar lost to India 1-0. Ireland beat Latvia 3-2. And El Salvador lost at home to Honduras. So, yeah. Then New Zealand and China tied 0-0. Hong Kong, Singapore tied 1-1. Malaysia beat Turkmenistan. So that's good. Iran tied against Russia. Hungary beat Estonia 1-0. Argentina beat Panama 2-0. And Australia beat Ecuador. Wow. Japan and Uruguay tied 1-1. South Korea tied with Ecuador 2-2. And Uzbekistan won against Bolivia. That is crazy. Uzbekistan, man. Wow. Kuwait beat Philippines 2-0. And Saudi Arabia lost to Venezuela. Yeah, that's kind of bad for Saudi Arabia. Although I did hear that Harvey Renard, he did resign as their coach. Bangladesh beat Seychelles. Let's go. Laos beat Bhutan 2-1. Myanmar, Kyrgyzstan tied 1-1. Indonesia beat Burundi 3-1. And then Georgia beat Mongolia 6-1. Thailand lost to Syria 3-1. UAE tied against Tajikistan 0-0. Bahrain lost to Palestine 2-1. Germany beat Peru 2-0. Morocco beat Brazil 2-1. New Zealand beat China 2-1. And then we have some ones for, I think that's all the friendlies. Do you have any tomorrow? That's it, man. That's all the friendlies. So Fiji lost to Solomon Islands 2-0. Mako lost to Singapore 1-0. Russia beat Iraq 2-0. Greece tied against Lithuania 0-0. North Macedonia won against Faroe Islands 1-0. Lebanon lost 2-0 to Oman. Chile beat Paraguay 3-2. Ecuador beat Australia. Seychelles beat Bangladesh. Colombia beat Japan 2-1. Uruguay 2-1. South Korea. Nepal, Bhutan 1-1. India 2-0 against Kyrgyzstan. Indonesia 2-all against Burundi. Malaysia 2-0 against Hong Kong. Armenia 2-all against Cyprus. Iran comes from behind against Kenya. And UAE beats the islands. So, of course, FB7 should be happy. Uzbekistan 1-1 against Venezuela. Bahrain beats Syria 1-0. Jordan beats Philippines 4-0. Belgium beats Germany 3-2. Kuwait beats Tajikistan 2-1. And Bolivia beats Saudi Arabia again. Morocco ties against Peru. And Argentina won against 7-0 against Curacao. So, yeah, let me go ahead and read some comments. Les Berhalter bounces. It'll be good game. Canada will be a harder team to play. Canada at point we won't be happy without a trophy, at least one. Yeah, you guys need to get some trophies, man. People request says they beat Jamaica in a friendly. Trinidad Tobago beat Jamaica and draw. I'm hoping St. Kitts and Nevis qualify for Gold Cup. Yeah, that'd be nice to see. Well, I hope the League C qualifies. I hope the whole League C qualify. All right, could St. Kitts and Nevis qualify for the World Cup? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. Oh, he means boy. I mean, I'm talking about for the last World Cup qualifier. So I think they made like the preliminary. They made like the playoff stage before they did the final 8. I think. Germany lost. Yep, that's true. Kyrgyzstan. I'd be something says, look at Kyrgyzstan, Myanmar. Hey. Malawi 70 spots above you in FIFA rankings. Yeah, that's actually pretty commendable. We got a draw, man. That's actually really nice. So, and I'm happy we didn't lose. 80 why are Honduras and Curacao got Argentina game and us Canada couldn't get one. Panama. Well, here's the thing, man. Argentina didn't have any competitive games. Canada did. So you couldn't play any friendlies. So Argentina could afford to play the friendlies. All right, so we made the hour mark, guys. I think that's going to be it for today's stream, guys. I think that's going to be it. So I really did appreciate you guys. We had a good turnout here. We had a good number of people here. We had around 10 people at most throughout the stream. So yeah, guys, please hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. I want to reach 20 likes. Let's try to reach 20 likes before I end the stream, which I'll probably be ending in around a few minutes time. So 16 likes, guys. 16 likes. So we just need 4 more, man. 4 more likes. So hit the like button if you haven't already, man. So yeah. Well, anyways, I think I'm gonna head out now, guys. So thank you guys for enjoying today's stream. I'll be here again on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern time to do our live World Cup rankings. We'll be ranking the World Cup winners from the 21st century. We still have some spots available. I think 2 people are registered, so I can have 3 of you guys that want to join. So if you want to join, hit me up on Discord, hit me up on Twitter, and I'll send you the link. If you want to join. So yeah, remember, guys, all that good stuff. And obviously, like and subscribe as well if you haven't already. We're trying to reach 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And yeah, make sure you guys like the stream already if you haven't already done so. Make sure you guys also comment down below your thoughts if you're watching the replay as well. Check out my other platforms in the description below. It's my other platforms like Twitter, Discord, etc. And yeah, and also consider becoming a member of the channel to get access to members' videos and hopefully member streams in the future, which I hopefully can do in the future. So we have 2 members right now, I believe, on the channel. So I want to reach 8 members before we do member streams. So yeah. Anyways, I think we're gonna end here. So let me read some last comments before I head out. So Afcon says, "Big up AD, yeah, big up to you, man. Big up to you." And FB7 Game says, "Bye 744." Yeah, bye to you, man. Bye to you guys. So peace out, guys. Peace out.